So Merryweather released a teaser trailer for his upcoming lore video, which will be the third and final chapter in his current lore series. If you don't know who Merryweather is by now, he's a dogboy VTuber from Denmark who is mostly known for writing VShojo Mythos lore and writing various famous webtoons. And I'm a big fan of him, so I'm reacting to all of his work, including his own lore videos. So if you have not watched my reaction to the first 2 chapters in this series yet, you can check out the link in the description. Without much further ado, let's finally watch this trailer. These are all images from the previous chapters, just recapped really quickly to get you in the right mood. And there we have an ink dog. There's something up with the ink dogs. Ikemari and Uncle Mary are worried or something, and there is a cloaked stranger. So Merryweather has 3 different forms. He has Ikemari, the one with the turtleneck, a really brooding looking type. Then we have Uncle Mary, the ugly bastard. And then we have Fanboy Mary, currently clad in like a princely cloak. Specifically, Fanboy Mary is like the protagonist in this series. He created a castle that you just saw and like this entire world, like the kingdom of cheap stories, where he went all in on the fact that cheap stories are still stories and worth to be written. It was kind of his safe space that he created all by himself. So everything that's happening there is because he wrote it. So now there's this stranger and he doesn't know who this person is. And Mary should be the only person in this world, even though there are 3 versions of him, but they count as 1 person apparently. He got a bit stressed out and multiple things around him seem to be going wrong. Like the dog army, like the ink dogs you just saw, they were upset and floating away. Everything seems to be falling apart. Yeah, he did not write an event like this, so why is this happening? I have full control about this world. That is a line I want to get into in just a bit. Dog army, let's go! Yeah, who is this stranger? He seems awfully calm and he seems to be knowing where to go and what everything is about. He also doesn't come in guns blazing and with an army or something. He's just alone. I have a few theories, but let's just finish this trailer and then get back into it. This is the best way. That line just, wow. Everything is disappearing. The dual disc is such a nice detail. I don't know what role it's gonna play yet. It seems a bit random currently that Mary just has a dual disc randomly, even though his kingdom is falling apart. And Uncle Mary seems to be melting away into ink. Fanboy Mary is upset. The dog army is disappearing. Everything is literally falling apart. And Ikemari, who has like a really big imposter syndrome or like anxiety issues, he already had a hard time in the previous 2 chapters. Like dealing with himself, dealing with the things he wanted to do. And now everything is literally falling apart and he has no idea what to do. That must be extremely frightening and upsetting and just annoying, honestly. And Fanboy Mary is, I don't know, you can tell what he's feeling. He is pretty lost. And listen to him. That's an interesting line. More ink blood being shedded. Oh, this is so sad. Oh, and that was a quick glimpse at the other model that he's gonna get. Our Bayunio, the break by Twin Tails, which is incredible. Lore art by Reino. Skip a Mario because of course. This is when the debut will happen, and this is when we'll get the new Live 2D model and updated design, and goodbye to Fanboy Mary, which is the most saddest part of it all. And of course, when the new lore video will drop. He also changed his logo. I swear, the first time I recorded this, I saw this logo, and I was like, am I going mad? Since when is the name Lucius in there? It wasn't until one of Mary's mods posted about it on Twitter that was like, wait, so I'm not going crazy. It did change. If you want to watch the trailer uninterrupted, I've got the link in the description, but for the purpose of this video and for the brevity of it, I paused a bunch already, and now I'm just gonna go over a few things that I want to comment on. I feel like this is more than just a recapping of the other videos in a really short manner. I feel like it's more. I do have a theory about who this stranger might be. And I think this stranger is Merry himself. Not Merryweather split into 3 personalities, but the actual Merry. Because I feel like this entire world, like the castle, the kingdom of cheap stories, it's just in Merryweather's head. It's a place where he can be in full control, where he has everything he needs and no one is gonna disturb him. Which is why he is so upset that something is happening that he did not intend to happen. I did not write an event like this. I should be the only one here. And that theory only gets stronger with this line. This world is a manifestation of our mind. Like, it's literally a blank canvas. Like in the previous videos, we saw that they were literally painting on the blank canvas of the world. And I just thought that maybe they exist in like a pocket dimension between the actual worlds where they could literally just paint and write everything they wanted to. But it's not. It's just happening inside of their mind. It's just a visual representation of a writer and a creator making things up. And combining that with nobody else can be here, the only person that can be in this world is Merryweather himself. So that's why I think that this cloaked stranger is just the prime Merry, and that these different versions are just how Merry sees himself in his mind. And also looking at how these debut videos, because they're a part of debuts, tie in together. The first one was for the debut of Ikemary, for a model for one of his forms that did not exist yet. Like Fanboy Mary and Uncle Mary already existed as models for his streams. Ikemary was new, and that was also the protagonist of chapter 1. Chapter 2, however, was for a new. Chapter 2, however, was for a complete overhaul of Merryweather's aesthetic and showed us the birth of the king of the cheap stories, of this new princely outfit of Merry. As this third chapter comes with a debut for a full new model, for a full new design as well, getting rid of Fanboy Mary as like the main form of Merryweather, it makes sense that in a way this new form is also introduced in this video. And Mary already said like he is gonna get rid of his 3 forms. There will just be one combined form. So seeing this stranger, honestly, it just makes me think that this is gonna be Prime Mary, and Prime Mary is gonna dismantle this mess that has been created by his 3 personalities to move on to something, to move on to a next chapter in his own life. Which is why the entire world seems to be dissolving, as well as other forms from Mary. Like Uncle seems to be dissolving right here, and I assume that the other ones will also share the same fate or have been attempted to also be removed, eradicated, dissolved. I don't know exactly what it would mean. Maybe they're merged or absorbed, but from now we just see that Uncle seems to be ceasing to exist and just goes back to his inky form. This line also can be interpreted in different ways. Like, they're very upset that there's a stranger and obviously they're gonna protect their home. But what if they realize who this person is and they just don't want to quote unquote die or vanish? Like, as long as the stranger cannot get to them, they're safe, right? The fact that the stranger is so calm and doesn't come in guns blazing, he's just walking in, knows what to do, and says this is the best way. The idea of this being Mary Prime feels like the most solid theory that I have currently. That Mary Prime just wants to come in and clean up, to get a fresh start, to combine everything that all of his forms had that were strengths and just absorb them back into himself and be whole again. Do something, he's ruining everything, and this is said in like a childlike manner, which is pretty much what the entirety of Fanboy Mary is. He's just a very childlike presence, and in previous videos also like through slight tantrums about things not entirely going their way, and like he is ruining everything. He has this one vision in mind that he doesn't want to lose, and he just wants to keep existing in the way he does, even though it's probably for the better that they're merging back into Mary Prime. It's like the healthiest and most sustainable way for them all to exist. And I'm pretty sure that the voice you're hearing for this line, "I'm tired of this," is the voice of the cloaked stranger. And it would fit so perfectly. Like Mary Prime being like, "I am so tired of being so all over the place. I just want to reinvent myself. I just want to get rid of all this extra nonsense and just get a clear mind again." I think the most upsetting part of this entire teaser is the fact that these dogs are disappearing, which are the things that matter most to Mary, his dog army. And then we have this drawing that just seems like a child envisioning their dream of like, I have this castle and I've got my dog army and I have my pen swords and I can make anything I want in this world. And the way this is envisioned, it still makes sense of my theory that this is all just in his head, that nothing is real. And this was just a way to escape reality instead of living through it. And even till the end, Fanboy Mary and Ike Mary are still arguing. Fanboy Mary just wants to keep writing stories, no matter what they are. They just want to go on to the next story and create. While Ike Mary is still stuck up on the fact like this is a disgusting insult to literature. Like we can only write something of quality, of something that actually means something to the world. Even till the bitter end, these different forms of Mary are still clashing. Wow. Everything is falling apart. And despite everything, despite literally everything falling apart, the thing he's the most sad about is losing his dark army. And having watched Mary's streams, where either he hadn't been streaming for a while or he thought his streamings were lacking, his biggest fear was losing the dark army or feeling like he disappointed them. That same feeling is expressed in this exact shot. Even if the world is literally falling apart, the most important thing to him is his dark army. And this is the point that he just asked the Dark Army to save him. Alongside with a preview of the new model. Let's go. I swear, this trailer is so intense. It's only a minute long. And I feel like we still don't know anything. But the stakes have never been higher. And I heard from Mary that it's gonna be like a decently sized video as well. So there's gonna be a whole lot. Like this is just a minute to give you an idea of what might come ahead. But we don't know anything just yet. We only know that at the end of this lore video, one way or the other, we will see Mary's new form and how he got there. And I feel like my theory of the stranger being Mary Prime, it feels like the most solid theory for me personally. And either Mary Prime is gonna absorb these three forms or is just gonna erase them so he can live again. I don't know exactly, but that's the most I can make for it. I think this recording is more than long enough for something that's only a minute long, but I just wanted to go over it and share my thoughts, share my theory. And again, sorry, this is not a blind reaction. I did attempt to record it. I don't know what happened, but I somehow managed to pause the recording for only the reacting part. If it was the other way around, I could have just re-recorded the intro and the outro, but no, I just messed up, okay? I hope you enjoyed my little analysis and theory crafting about this teaser trailer, and I look forward to the 15th when the full video will be released. My reaction to that lore video should be up a couple of days after the debut and the release of the video. I cannot wait to share that with you. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it off here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.